Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we'll be creating a pinky set with a little hint of floral, and the floral we'll be creating with some stamping plates. So first off, we've got some gel polishes that we'll be using in today's set, one of which is a gorgeous pink from Macart. It's almost like a candy pink, I would say. I really like that shade, and I want to say it's actually the first time I used it. There's quite a few Macart gel polishes I have, but I'm still due to use them, so that's I think one of them. Next up we've got some white, just any white will do, and the white I'm using is from Cloud Beauty, and lastly I'm using a nude shade from Venalisa. The shade itself is called Nude, and I just felt like this nude would pair quite nicely with that pink, so I decided to do an ombre later on in the video. And here are the 4 stamping polishes we'll be using to stamp on our little leaves and flowers, and here are the 2 stamping plates. So it's a fairly big chunky stamping plate, but we'll only be using about 2 or 3 little flowers from each plate, which is nice. So starting off, I am going to apply my base colours. So with the base colours, I decided to do 2 nails that are going to be white, and those nails are going to be the ones where we're going to stamp on. I just felt like I really wanted a nice, bright, vibrant background, so I felt like the white would work quite nicely in making those flowers and the leaves stand out when we go ahead and stamp. And yeah, I just felt like the white will also make the colours much more vibrant that we'll be using. Although I feel like those stamping polishes are very vibrant as it is, so don't feel like you have to do it on a white one. It'll work any, I believe, colour you use as a background, but in this video in particular I just felt like the white would work perfectly with the nude and the pinks and stuff, so that's why we've decided to use white. Next up, I'm going to paint one of those nails the nude colour from Venalisa, and then the nail on the left I'm going to paint with the Macart pink colour, and then we're going to leave essentially the middle one I'll just clear at the moment. We're going to go back to it later, and then we're going to do an ombre on that nail. But yeah, so I'm just going to quickly finish up that pink nail, and then off camera I'm going to do a second layer, and then I'll come back to you guys before curing the whole set, because as you all probably know me by now, I love sugaring, and we are going to sugar, of course, one of those nails. And it's actually quite funny because I had this almost like I don't know how to call it, it's a pink, but almost like a rosy, pinky, don't know what's going on there, but it's a pink essentially. And I decided to actually sugar that nude nail, which is so funny because after sugaring, you cannot see that it's nude anymore, so that kind of flopped. So I guess you can use any gel polish you like, because that glitter is going to cover it completely. You will not be able to see the colour underneath, but of course, for good practice, it's always good to use a colour that's the most closest to the glitter, in case, if your colour's wearing them, in case any of the glitter ends up flaking off, you at least have that same colour underneath, so it's not so noticeable. And then here I decided that I wanted to use that glitter again, but I wanted to use the glitter in a different way. So I decided to take a little makeup sponge and just kind of rub it into the tacky layer of the pink nail. Once again, you cannot tell that there's a pink underneath, but that's fine. That is fine. So I'm just rubbing it into that tacky layer, and it's getting stuck. And then I believe off camera I go ahead and just use a brush to get rid of any of that excess glitter. And then once that's done, that's kind of the nails done. So we've already got 2 nails done. We've got 3 more to go. We're almost there. We've got a long way to go, because the rest of the 3 nails have quite a lot going on. So an ombre takes quite a fair bit of time, and then stamping itself isn't actually, it's fairly time consuming, a bit messy, but I feel like the results are so amazing. So we are now going to work on the ombre nail. And I'm using the sponge method, the makeup sponge method, that was very kindly suggested to me through my comments, which is lovely. I love learning from you guys, so if you ever have any tips, always please comment them. I love reading them. And so the trick I'm doing here is using a makeup sponge, and I'm applying the Venalisa and the Macart gel polish on that sponge. I'm dabbing onto the nail, and then before curing, I'm actually going to sprinkle some of my Glitter Bells clear acrylic on top. And then once it's sprinkled on, I am then going to pop it into the lamp and repeat this process until essentially you get the ombre that you want. I love this method. Ever since I've came across it, tried it, it's been literally my go-to. It's just amazing. It just feels like the acrylic works like a sponge. So I noticed when I was initially trying to use the sponge method to ombre, it just felt like every time I was dabbing and curing, it wasn't working. The gel polish just kept like almost moving on the nail or like on the plastic and also sinking back into the sponge. But with using the acrylic, it just really like sinks it in, it feels like, and it actually transfers really nicely onto the nail. So that's my theory on it. I don't know if that's accurate. Maybe it doesn't do any of that, I'm not sure, but yeah, but I just find that with the acrylic it works perfectly for me. So I've now got enough layers. I believe I did about 4 layers there. And now it's time for some crystals. So I had this cute little cluster where it had like a rose and a pearl and like a pinky crystal in there. So I decided to place that right in the middle of the nail and then create a little swoosh effect going across the whole nail. And looking back now, I kind of regret that I used the pink. I kind of wish I used like an AB maybe, or like a clear crystal, just because it feels like there's way too much pink going on. And especially on that nail later when I top coat, when I'm looking at it in person, it just feels like the pink kind of disappears, and I wish that there was a bit more of a contrast. So in case you guys are doing it, I would maybe recommend using a different color. Although don't get me wrong, it still looks really nice with the pink. I just personally like when there's just so much going on a set, personally myself. So for me, because of how much it kind of blends into the rest of the nails, I kind of need it to pop a bit more. So I wish I would have used some more, I don't know, ABs or clear crystals. That would have been my kind of ideal, but never mind, it still looks really beautiful. And we're using the same kind of technique where we're gonna start off with the biggest crystal in the middle, and then the further away we're getting, the smaller crystals we're gonna use. So once I'm happy, I will be popping into this nail into the lamp, and then once it's curing, we'll be able to start working and prepping for our stamping nails. So I'm going in with a nail cleaner and I'm gonna wipe off the tacky layer of both of those white nails. I just like to do that because I feel like it transfers better. I have just less kind of issues transferring from the little jelly stamper onto the nail. I've mentioned this before, but some YouTubers use matte top coats. If you wish, you can use that too. I prefer to just not waste products and just wipe my nail down, and then I'll be kind of flipping across the 2 stamping plates and just picking some random flowers, some words and stuff. So for this nail in particular, we're going to pick up this word that actually says, "So this is love," and we're going to use it, we're going to stamp it with the green from Clear Jelly Stamper. So we're actually mixing quite a few brands here. We've got Clear Jelly Stamper, we've got Born Pretty, we've got the plates are from AliExpress, so I actually have no idea what company it is. It's just AliExpress. And yeah, so I decided to stamp with that green right in the middle with the words. Now I'm going to kind of follow up and create a swoosh effect as well, kind of, because the flowers are quite big, so you can't really tell as much. But I'm gonna be flicking through the dark and light pink and popping down these flowers, and these flowers make me kind of, I don't know what they're called, but it makes me think of summer flowers, Hawaii kind of flowers. Maybe those flowers that you'd have around your neck, kind of, when you go to Hawaii, maybe. I don't know. I've never been, so I'm kind of guessing from pictures, maybe. Maybe I'm just remembering it completely wrong from pictures, but yeah, so we're going to use that flower and we're going to filter it through where one is the darker pink, the other one's going to be the lighter pink, and we're just going to do that across the nail. As you can see, right on the right hand side at the top, we did it more slanted to the right. As I go down, we're going to slant it more to the left to kind of create that swoosh effect as well, just rather than it being a bit boring, just, you know, in a straight line. I just wanted it to do something different. Here I kind of messed up and I did a darker pink when I was meant to work on a lighter pink, so I had to place it in the middle and hope for the best that the pink is going to fill up the little area I left between the little words and the flower. So I'm just getting rid of any excess, and then I'm just going to place it down, and it worked perfectly. Luckily, I got really lucky there. And so we need one more light pink to go right at the bottom of that nail, and this nail will be completely done. So we'll only have one more nail to go. And you know what? This set it's not my all-time favorite. I feel like there's kind of a lot going on, but it doesn't feel like it fully matches. I really wanted to play about with stamping, and I've just been on such a stamping craze recently, and I really wanted to use the flowers plates, but it just doesn't feel like I made them work quite nicely together. I feel like there's stamping, you can stamp, I feel like there's a bit of an art for stamping, and you really need to kind of like have a vision of how it's going to be, and I was kind of just winging it, hoping for the best, kind of trying to remember what I've seen on the YouTubes and Instagrams before and kind of hope for the best. So I still feel like it doesn't look the worst. It definitely looks, you know, it looks decent, but it's still not kind of what I was imagining and what I had in my head when I was going ahead with this set, especially with the pinks. I just feel like the whole set is just a bit random, to be honest. Maybe if you changed out the white nails, maybe the set would have looked a bit more together if you changed them and made them a bit more fitted to the set. I don't know, you tell me in the comments what you think of this set and if it works together, because the longer I'm looking at them, the more I think they do now, because I've kind of had them for about a week or two now before I actually got around to editing this video and then getting it all up onto on the YouTubes I mean. But yeah, so let me know in the comments what you think, or if you would have, or if you're looking at this set and you already know what you would have changed, let me know. I am quite curious. So yeah, so I'm kind of doing this nail, but with this nail we're actually going to layer, which was kind of cool, and that's kind of the reason why I wanted to do this stamping in the first place. This is kind of the first, I believe, stamping nail set that I've actually done layered. I think maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not sure. So I decided to kind of flicker between the light pink and the dark pink. I kind of picked the darker pink as an outline for the flowers, and then the lighter pink as the whole flower. And I'm kind of going to flicker throughout those two. I believe there's 3 flowers I'm going to place down. So there's 1 more flower to go. And then we're going to use some dark green and light green to give those flowers some leaves. I tried to make them look like they're coming out of the flowers to kind of make it look like a little flowery gardening nail. I don't know if I succeeded. Maybe with the top flower I did, but the other one's not. And then it got a bit awkward because it was a bit like empty in the middle, so I was kind of winging it, trying to cover it up with some leaves. Yeah, I don't know. I hope it looks alright. Let me know, please. I hope it is, because the stamping took so long. I enjoyed it, but it just took so long. So now it's time for the greens, I think. So yeah, both the greens are actually from what's it called? Clear Jelly Stamper. I do have a video coming up. It's already filmed, so I'm super excited. But since I've been so into stamping, I've started looking at other companies, and I actually came across Moe London. So I got some polishes from them, and I think their bottles are so nice. They're like so nice. So I got some of those, and I have, I think, 3 stamping plates, or maybe even 4 now, maybe 4. I got some of their new collections, and I shopped on their sale section too, because your girl always saves a coin where possible. So if you guys are also people who like to save your money and try out products but cheaper, why not? Follow me, because I often shop on sales sections, but also not. But if you do want to see any sales stuff, then follow me, because I will try and, as soon as I get my hands on any sales stuff, I do quickly try and make sure their videos are up, so you guys can have a look and see if you guys would also like to buy them, especially on Madame Glam. They often have the 60% off, and I find even myself, I like to watch people who actually buy them, because even though they're cheaper, you still kind of want to know what you're buying and what it's going to look like. So I myself often watch people who do that. So I will often have some sale stuff and also some full price stuff on my channel in case you're interested. So yeah, we're still working on that nail, still stamping. We are now also outlining the leaves, which is cool as well. Like, you could do that on that stamping plate. And also another thing, if you are on the budget, stamping plates from AliExpress are the thing right now for me. They just have such cool little creations on there, and they're so affordable, like super affordable. So I highly recommend. As you can see, this whole plate probably cost me £2. Like, that's ridiculous to me, £2. So for example, on Moe London, I got a plate that is very small on sale, and I paid £3.50 plus shipping. So, you know, there's just, you know, I mean, some things everywhere. And there's a really beautiful 2 or 3 plates that I actually got from Moe London that was £7 something. But once again, the price was a lot. The plates, I think, are beautiful, but you could probably get a bigger one, or yep, something maybe somewhat similar on AliExpress or other places. So it's kind of what you guys are into. I'm a massive collectible person for nail stuff. I just kind of want it all. So I don't mind spending my money sometimes if I can get something. I do like to kind of collect it. It's not maybe healthy. At least I'm able to do these videos for you guys and actually play about with those and make use out of them. So that's really nice. It really makes me happy every time I can do that and be able to afford more products, because why not? So yeah. Sorry about this video, by the way. It just became a bit of a chatting video. It's quite long, and I haven't chatted for a while. I haven't overall voiced videos for a little while, so quite nice to talk to someone finally. So now we're going to top coat some nails, and we've only got really 3 nails to top coat. So we've got the 2 white nails and that middle nail. As you can see, I was going around the crystals, trying to avoid them as much as possible, not to get the top coat on them, because you will dim down the crystals, of course. And of course for the other 2, you can just go all in, there's no worries. I find that the coloured stamping doesn't smudge. I find that black sometimes smudges, so I do like to leave it for a solid, sometimes even 10 minutes. I just want to make sure that nothing smudges, because it has happened to me way too often where I'm just too quick. I want to get it all over and done with and just carry on, and sometimes I just ended up smudging it. And I just got wrong. I thought that nail was sugared, so actually we've got one more nail to top coat, which is that pink nail on the left. And then once those are top coated and cured, we'll be able to show you the final result. I don't know if I mentioned, but the top coat was from a card. And here are the final results. Let me know if you liked it. Let me know if it looks good together, because I'm still on the fence about it. So yeah, let me know if you liked it. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.